Welcome to the show. I want to start with a tough truth, a metaphor that has carried me through years of questioning the system. Working hard without leverage means sweating for inches while the world moves miles. You are moving, yes, your muscles are burning, you are giving everything you have, but you are not arriving. For decades, the lesson drilled into all of us, from our teachers to our parents, was simple: work harder, and you will succeed. Hard work was the golden rule, the universal formula for progress. And yet, when you step into real life, that formula begins to break. If you don't subscribe yet, we invite you to do it now, or hit that follow button and share this episode with one person who needs to hear this message. By joining our community, you guarantee the next lesson, the next insight, and the next breakthrough is delivered directly to you. Look around. The people who work the longest hours are rarely the ones shaping society or flourishing in their own lives. Think of the farmer bending over fields from dawn to dusk, the construction worker lifting concrete and steel. The nurse runs from patient to patient until their feet ache. They are the hardest workers, the backbone of modern life, and yet they are rarely the ones who build influence or live in financial freedom. Meanwhile, you see another picture: the person who spends their day in meetings, managing teams instead of lifting boxes. The investor who writes a single check and multiplies his wealth while others sweat. They work, but not harder than the farmer or the nurse. Their effort looks different. This is the painful truth: hard work, in the sense we were taught, is not a guarantee of progress. It is often a guarantee of exhaustion. You give your time, your body, your energy, and in return, you receive just enough to survive. And what do we do when we realize this? Most of us don't blame the system. We blame ourselves. We whisper, maybe I'm not disciplined enough. Maybe I'm just unlucky. We carry a weight of guilt that was never ours to carry. But here is the insight that should unsettle you. You didn't lose because you are lazy. You lost because you were taught to fight with bare hands in a world built on machines. You were given effort, but you were never given leverage. 2,000 years ago, the Greek mathematician Archimedes made a bold claim: give me a place to stand, and I will move the earth. He wasn't speaking of strength. He was speaking of leverage. With the right tool, even the heaviest weight becomes light. With the right lever, a small force moves mountains. This brings us to the core mechanic we must understand. Hard work alone is linear. You push and you move an inch. You push again and you move another inch. Your output rises only as long as your effort rises. You eventually hit a wall, the limits of your 24-hour day, the limits of your body. Leverage is different. Leverage multiplies. It is exponential. It turns one action into a chain reaction, one choice into an outcome that spreads far beyond the initial effort you put in. So, what exactly is leverage? It is any tool, system, or structure that amplifies your effort. It separates the person who digs a hole with their bare hands from the one who uses a machine. But it goes far beyond physical tools. The most powerful forms of leverage are invisible. Let's break down the 4 most powerful forms of leverage you can start identifying and building today. The first is knowledge. Think of Aristotle, Confucius, or Darwin. Each of them wrote down their ideas once. Those words continue to shape lives centuries later. A single book, a single framework, becomes a lever that moves the minds of generations. The initial effort, writing the book, is made once, but the impact multiplies endlessly. The second is technology and media. A piece of code written by one programmer can run on millions of machines at once. A single video uploaded can reach millions of eyes without the creator lifting another finger. The internet is leveraged at a scale previous centuries could not imagine. Your ability to distribute your ideas or your creations without your physical presence is the definition of exponential effort. The third is people and community. No leader, no thinker, no reformer ever moved history alone. Socrates had Plato. Gandhi did not free India with his own two hands. He leveraged the will of millions who walked, protested, and refused to obey. An idea lived alone is fragile. An idea multiplied through others becomes a force of history. The fourth is capital. Money, assets, investments. Yes, this too is a lever. Capital can multiply your reach, allowing you to hire other people, buy technology, or invest in distributing your knowledge. But it is crucial to remember money is a lever, but it is not the essence. The deeper truth is that leverage is about extending your essence, your purpose, not just piling up dollars. The question is not how much effort you have. The question is what lever you are standing on. If leverage is so powerful, why is it that almost no one grows up learning about it? Why do our schools repeat the mantra of discipline and hard work but never show you the tools that multiply those efforts? The text suggests the answer is not an accident, it is design. Modern education was built not to create thinkers or free men, but to create workers. The ringing bell, the structure that rewards obedience and punishes mistakes, it's training for the assembly line. And culture reinforces this with illusions that keep us on the hamster wheel. Number one, survivorship bias. We hear the stories of leaders who rise from nothing, and what do they say? I just worked harder than everyone else. They fail to mention the networks they leveraged, the timing they seized, the technology that multiplied their reach. We see the survivor and assume the path was only discipline and grit, forgetting the millions who worked just as hard and remained invisible. Number two, effort justification. We are conditioned to believe that struggle itself is proof of value. If the path is painful, it must be noble. If it's exhausting, it must be worth it. And so we distrust anything that looks like a strategy or a system or a tool. We shame those who use leverage as if they are cheating. But a pulley does not cheapen the effort of lifting, it makes the lift possible. Number three, the culture trap. Education, media, and entertainment reinforce the cycle: work harder, climb higher, consume more, repeat. The message is grind now, glory later, but later never comes. All the while, those who built the wheel are the ones who profit, not the ones running inside it. These illusions whisper to our pride, telling us that our suffering makes us virtuous. But the truth is harsher. Sweat without leverage only feeds the system. So, how do we escape this trap? How do we build leverage in a way that creates meaning, not just money? The true path requires alignment. It begins with a simple three-part framework: telos, arete, and leverage. It's the direction of your being. For some, it is healing. For others, it is teaching. For others still, it is creating or questioning. Without telos, leverage has no anchor. It multiplies noise instead of meaning. It is a powerful tool in search of a master, and a tool without purpose can just as easily destroy as it can build. Step 2. Arete, excellence is mastery. The Greek philosophers used arete to describe the pursuit of mastery. If telos is your compass, arete is your craft. It is the discipline of sharpening your skill, refining your knowledge, and deepening your character. Without arete, leverage only multiplies mediocrity. With arete, leverage multiplies greatness. Step 3, leverage as amplification then, and only then, comes the question of leverage. What tools, what systems, what platforms will carry your telos beyond your own body and your own lifetime? If your telos is teaching, your lever is a book, a video course, or a scalable online curriculum. Your classroom is no longer limited to 4 walls. If your telos are healing, your lever is research or training others. One discovery shared, or one generation of doctors taught, multiplies your care through the hands of those you taught. If your telos is leading, your lever is empowerment. The leader who clings to control has no leverage. The leader who empowers others builds a force greater than himself. Leverage does not replace your purpose. It only magnifies the purpose you already have. With telos and arete, leverage becomes the wind at your back, turning your effort into a current that carries you far beyond your own strength. You do not need to trade virtue for power. You do not need to abandon meaning for efficiency. The true path is alignment. Find your purpose, pursue it with excellence, then build leverage to make it echo beyond your years. Picture that final, vivid image: 2 men digging for water. The first digs with his bare hands. He claws at the earth deeper and deeper until his body fails. He dies before the water ever reaches the surface. The second builds a simple wheel, a mechanism that lowers a bucket and raises it again. He digs less, but water flows. His family drinks, his village drinks, and long after he is gone, the wheel keeps turning. This is the choice before you. Will you keep pulling the cart with your bare hands, proud of your sweat but stuck in place? Or will you step back, ask the deeper question, and begin to build the lever that lifts not just your life, but the lives around you? If you are ready to see through the illusions, if you are ready to step outside the script and claim your own path, then this is your community. We will continue to uncover the deceptions of society and learn how to build the levers that turn your purpose into power. Follow and subscribe now so you don't miss our next deep dive.